You almost never see death coming. It's almost always a surprise. You laugh and joke, or you cry and complain, and you trudge through the day or the night, taking existence second by second, trapped in the now. You wake up groggy and stumble for your coffee, and you smell it and it's nice, but you never think, this is the last time I'm going to smell coffee. Or you pull up a song in the car, and it's a favorite, so you sing along, but you never think, this is the last time I will ever sing with this song. It's not as bad for the one who never sees it coming, though. One second you're there, and the next you're floating, and then you're gone. It's so much worse for those who never saw it coming, and are still around to see it go. The ones left behind. The funny thing is, when you lose someone you love, all of those moments just before, the sights, sounds, smells, every tiny detail, they become imprinted on your mind forever. Like a brand, indelible. That smell of coffee you had just before you rounded the corner to find her lying on the kitchen floor will always remind you of your wife. That song you were listening to just before you answered the phone will always make you think of your sister. Indelible. That was how Evangeline saw, heard, smelled, and felt the details of that morning. Her mother had been gone several days. She'd left to travel to nearby villages for supplies. Supplies humans needed and dragons didn't. Eva missed her horribly, but her father seemed to know he needed to fill the empty space she left behind, and he'd spent a lot of time with her that week. That day was supposed to have been a clear day. That was what she'd hoped for anyway. Her father had promised to take her to the top of the mountain and practice gliding from the cliffs. But the smell of rain and the sound of thunder woke her up in the den. When she entered her parents' room, their bed was empty. She stepped out of their home and into a building rage of a storm. Clouds had gathered low because they were high in the hills, and when clouds gathered, they always gathered low. But these clouds were dark. They were filled with anger. Wind whipped at her long white hair, tangling it as it brushed past, sweeping up the mountain toward the peaks in the short distance. That was where her eyes traveled, following the wind as if it were saying to her, "Look, Evangeline, look here, look now." At the end of the winding ribbon of trail, at the very tip of the craggy hill she'd traveled many times, two figures were discernible beneath the building gale. One was dressed in white. The other was dressed in clothing the color of unspent charcoal. Both were instantly recognizable. The figure in white was crumpled on the ground in an unmoving heap of snowy hair and white scale armor. It took a moment for young Evangeline to fully register what she was seeing, but once she did, she realized she was already moving. Her legs, her body, and her racing heart all figured it out before her mind accepted it.